to it being blue.
Yeah.
Anyways, hi everyone, Austin here at Common Bond in Springfield, Oregon. Welcome to Mindful Flow with me. For today's class, you might want a block or a pillow or anything you have available. Pretty low-key class for today. So we'll start off in a seated position. That's where a blocker or a pillow might come in handy. You might sit up on the block or the pillow just to get some extra cushion underneath the glutes and also just allow the knees to relax a little bit. So if they're coming up towards the chest a little bit, sitting up on something helps to keep the hips and knees in line with each other. So find whatever comfortable seated position feels good for your body here. Set up in any configuration that you want here at the beginning of your practice. Allow the eyes to close. Taking a moment to just tune into that external environment around you, whether or not you're able to notice any sounds going on around the room, if there's any kiddos running around, dogs, sounds outside. See what you can pick up on. And then when you're ready, starting to move into that more internal state of being. Start to pay attention to physical sensations in the body. Notice those parts of the body that are especially tight, that may need some extra love, some extra attention. Whether or not you need to take it a little bit easier on some body parts versus the others. Trying to create as much length in the spine as you possibly can, really rooting down through the tailbone, reaching up through the spine. Feel the heart lift up. The crown of the head reaches up towards the ceiling. Lower belly is slightly pulling in towards the navel. Find where your breath is moving the body. Follow it. Follow that rhythm of breath inwards and outwards. Notice where it enters the body. That first part of the body that moves as you take a breath in. And that first part of the body that moves when you exhale. Just spend a few more moments there exploring that breath. Really trying to understand everything that goes on with this breath, almost taking a microscope to it, really trying to understand everything you possibly can, the quality of it, how it changes things for the body, for the thoughts. Really focusing on that physical state of things here to bring us into this moment, this particular point of time. Easiest thing that we can connect to is our body with the breath. This meat suit that we walk around in every day. And starting to take some deeper breaths than we probably normally do throughout our day. Really trying to fill up the belly as much as you can. Feel the lungs, the rib cage expand outward on that deep inhale. Maybe notice the crown of the head reaches up a little bit higher up towards the ceiling. And taking that nice, deep, relaxing exhale, the body melts back down, the body relaxes. And taking that again for a few rounds of just inhaling, filling up, feel that expansion in the belly, in the chest. Rise up. And that exhale to release. And just really be here with your breath for 5 more rounds. Notice when your mind may drift away from the breath, you start to think about what's going on in your day, what you need to do, or just other things like that. Notice that you're coming away from the breath. Just gently direct your focus, your attention back to taking those deep inhales and exhales. Finish out 3 more rounds of breath here. Try to keep that breath going through the rest of your practice if you can. Change it as needed to make it a little bit easier to maintain. Starting to invite some movement in with the breath, moving into that mindful movement. Inhale, roll the shoulders all the way up towards the ears. Exhale, roll the shoulders down and back. Find some room through the heart. Taking that for 2 more rounds. Inhale, all the way up to the ears as much as you can. Shrug the shoulders. Exhale, roll them down and back. Really pull the shoulder blades together. Feel the heart open. 1 more round just like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll it down and back. Keep those shoulder blades pulling together. Find that space through the chest, that nice broad collarbone. Next, inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Keep the eyes closed here. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands slowly down through heart center. Inhale, arms sweep out and up, reaching up through those fingertips. As much as you can, reach, reach, reach. Grow tall, palms touch. Exhale, draw it through. 1 more round, just like that. Inhale, sweep up, lift up with that breath in. And relax back towards center on your exhale. Adding a twist into that. Inhale, sweep up. Next, exhale, take that left hand to that outside of the right knee, twisting the torso over towards the right. That right hand comes down to the ground to help support you. And really use your breath here. Inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. And exhale, maybe gently twist a little bit more, a millimeter, not too much. Not going too deep into this twist yet. Just gently wringing out the body. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, maybe find a little bit more room in your twist. 1 more round of breath here. Inhale it. Exhale, twist. Next, inhale, arms to reach up, rotate the chest back to center. Taking that to the opposite direction. Exhale, right hand outside of left knee. Take that left hand down, fingertips into the mat to support. Inhale, reach back into the spine. Exhale, maybe twist a little bit more. Repeat that process for 2 more rounds of breath. Inhale for the lift. And exhale for the twist. Next, inhale, carries the arms up and over. Rotate the chest back to center. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Lead with the heart. Try to keep a flat spine as you come down. When you find that point where you start to round back a little bit up, and then release the forearms down to the mat. If you're able to keep that flat spine, you can continue to walk the hands forward and release the head. You can also bring the forehead down to a block to find a little bit more relaxation, ease here in the body. If you want to move a little bit more into the shoulders, you can just come on to the fingertips, pressing the fingertips into the mat, pressing the shoulders down. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Next, inhale slowly, bit by bit. Walk the hands in, pressing them into the ground to slowly lift the chest up. You find that center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Palms meet. Exhale, draw it through. Release the hands down to the knees, to the thighs. Starting to extend the legs out in front of you. Take your hands to the flesh of the glutes. Move them to the side. Move the glutes to the side so you're sitting more on the tailbone. Can also help to sit up on the edge of a block or the edge of a pillow, of a blanket, anything that you have. Finding a seated flow here, bend into the knees. Inhale, sweep up, grow tall. Exhale, start to hinge forward. Try to keep that flat spine. Bring the hands any point along the legs, whether it's on the toes, the shins. Release the neck. Inhale to halfway lift here, rising the hands right underneath the knees, about lift the heart. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to open the right arm out towards the side. Maybe you reach it all the way back behind you. Maybe the gaze follows over towards the right. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring the hand back down to that upper shin. Inhale, sweep all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Doing that on the opposite side. Inhale, sweep up. Maybe bend a little bit into the knees. Exhale, hinge. Try to keep that room through the spine as you bring the hands somewhere along the leg. Around the breath in. Around the breath out. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, start to slowly open that left arm out towards the side. Maybe the gaze follow, twisting over towards the left. Round in. Exhale, out. One more inhale. Exhale, bring that hand back down to the shin. Inhale, reach up, sweep the arms. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Plant the feet into the mats, about hip distance apart. Take the hands behind you, fingertips point towards the glutes. Pull the shoulder blades together, slightly puff the heart out. Maybe lift this gaze up towards the ceiling. Breathe here for gentle back bend, back stretch. Releasing some of that tension that may be built up from rounding the spine so much. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. So to untuck the head, bringing it back to center. Slide the legs towards the front of the room. Inhale, reach up. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Flowing through that one more time, a little bit more fluid. Finding that mindful movement. Inhale, sweep up. Bend as much as you want into the knees. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to release. Inhale, reach that right arm back. Exhale, carry the back in. Inhale, reaches you up. Palms meet. Exhale, draw the hands down the heart center. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm reaches back. Exhale, carries it in. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale to the heart. Plant the feet into the mats. Bring the hands behind you, fingers face towards the glutes. Take an inhale. Exhale, puff the heart, pull the shoulders, the leads back. If you want a little bit more, you can press your weight into the heels, lift the hips up for reverse tabletop, drop the head, release it. 2 rounds of breath here. In, out. If you're in your reverse tabletop, exhale, brings the hips slowly down to the mat. Start to straighten the legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach the arms up. Palms meet. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Close the eyes. Trying to find some length as much as you can through the spine. Inhale, reach up through the crown of the head. Reach the heart towards the palms, towards those hands at heart center. One more round of breath here. You can blink the eyes open. Start to swing the legs to the side, making your way to the top of your mat. Sucking shoulders above wrists, finding tabletop, hips above knees. Spread nice and wide through the fingertips. Take an inhale. The exhale, bend the elbows out. Inhale, wrap the elbows towards each other, and then press through the hands, really trying to reach those biceps towards the front of the room. Find engagement in the arms. Root down through the base of the knuckles, trying to keep equal weight in all points of the hands. Feel the texture of your mat or the ground against the skin. Starting to move into that cat-cow float. Inhale, drop the belly, bring the gaze forward. Exhale, press the earth away, round through the spine, tuck the hips underneath you, release. Exhale. Move with your own breath, go as slow or as fast as you want. All that really matters is you're fully connected with your body, everything that you're feeling in this moment physically. Mind may be leading you as you move. If you get distracted, just coming back to this physical practice. Starting meet back in tabletop. Take an inhale. Exhale, drop the hips towards the heels. Find child's pose. Find some stillness for about 5 breaths. You can also take a block, a pillow underneath the forehead if it doesn't meet the mat. Pause here. Notice what comes up in this moment, either physically or mentally for you. These moments of stillness can be super powerful if you just take the time to really just pay attention to everything that's happening. Not trying to change anything, judge anything that happens. One more round of breath. Next inhale starts to carry you back up to your tabletop position. You can set that block or pillow to the side. Start to tuck the toes underneath you. Press into those hands as much as you can. Engage the lower belly, really pull it in. Inhale. Exhale, start to lift the knees off the mat. Send the hips up and back, finding that inverted V shape. First down dog of your practice, maybe of your day. Maybe a nice deep bend in those knees if that feels good for you. Noticing where your weight is in your hands, if it's more towards the outside, moving more weight towards that L shape, that L base in the hands. More weight into the base of the knuckles. Release the head. You can also pedal out your dog if you want. Next, exhale, bend deeply into the knees. Look forward towards the hands. Slowly walk the feet towards the top. Maybe you come into ragdoll, keeping that nice deep bend in the knees. Allow the body to drape over the legs. Release the hands, or hands can come to elbows. You can sway side to side. Allowing that lower back to decompress as gravity pulls you forward. Inhale. Exhale, release the hands down. Inhale to come up for your halfway lift. Hands right underneath the knees. Press down through the feet. Reach the hands into the shins to pull the crown of the head forward. Lower belly engages inwards, almost if you are engaging the core enough where you can just release your hands from their shin and it not be a problem at all, where it's your core supporting you versus your hands. Take an inhale. If you exhale, bend back into the knees, fold back over the legs, standing forward fold. The legs can stay straight or bent, doesn't matter. Coming into that halfway lift on your next inhale, reach up. Lower belly engages, reach the crown of the head forward. Find as much length through the spine as you possibly can. Inhale. Exhale, release back down. Bend into the knees, bring your weight into the heels. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the lower belly engages as you reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Palms touch. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Close your eyes here. Not many standing postures in this series at all. So really trying to find those powerful standing postures when you can, that full connection with that posture. So finding that nice strong mountain pose, really reach the feet down into the mat, scrunch the toes up, scrunch the feet, almost like you're trying to grip the mat with your feet. Feel how that engages the legs, nice strong powerful legs here. Hips are slightly tucked underneath you. Lower belly is engaged, core is engaged. You can open the arms up beside you, pull shoulder blades back, engage that part of your body. Fingertips are reaching down to the ground as much as you can. Chin is slightly lifted up, crown of the head is shining up towards the ceiling. Take 3 breaths on this powerful pose with this engagement through all parts of the body. One more round of breath. From this place of engagement, inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling, up and over. Maybe bring the gaze up towards the fingertips, blink the eyes open, palms touch. Legs are still nice and strong. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms back. This time, exhale, bend into the knees, start to hinge forward, keep that flat spine all the way down to the ground. Coming back into that standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come back into your variation of your fold. Pause here. Release the head. Breathe into the back of the leg. Maybe each exhale you find a little bit more room in the backs of the legs, so you straighten just a little bit with each exhale. Using your weight to tip yourself forward, bring more weight into the toes, find a little bit more room in the backs of the legs by taking that slight adjustment in the body. One more round of breath here. Inhale. Exhale, bend into the knees. Plant the hands. Step both feet back. You can stay in high plank or lower to the knees for a more restorative variation. Whatever variation you're in, shoulders are slightly lifted up. Gaze is slightly forward in front of your mat. Lower belly is engaged here. Take a round of breath. Inhale, if you're in high plank, come more forward onto the toes. Exhale, keep the elbows squeezing in towards the ribcage as you lower chest and belly all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Reach the arms all the way towards the top of your mat. Bring the forehead onto the ground. Reach those hands forward as much as you can and stack right palm on top of left. Find a moment of stillness here. 5 breaths. Start to unstack the hands. Inhale, slowly start to slide the forearms back, coming into Sphinx pose. Stacking shoulders above elbow joints, pressing the forearms into the mat. Really press the mat away. Inhale. And exhale, try to pull the chest in between the arms. Lower belly is slightly in to help protect the lower back. Gaze is slightly out in front of the fingertips. Breathe here. Starting to engage the core a little bit. Keeping the forearms nice and strong, pressing into the mat. Keep the knees into the mat. As you inhale, lift the belly off the ground, round almost like you're in your cat pose. Exhale, lower everything back down. Pull the chest through. Sphinx. 2 more rounds just like that. Forearms into the ground. Lift belly, chest off the mat. Exhale. Come down. Sphinx. 1 more round. Inhale, press into the mat. Lift chest, belly up. Exhale, lower it all down. Take a round of breath into your Sphinx. Exhale, lower chest all the way down. Reach the arms back up towards the top of the mat. Walk them as much as you can away from you, forehead onto the mat. This time, stacking left palm above the right. Move into that moment of stillness, that moment of reflection of what is coming up physically, mentally. Start to unstack the palms. Inhale, slide the forearms back in, finding that Sphinx pose once again. Pulling the chest forward, gaze in front of fingertips. Playing with that core engagement for 3 more rounds. Inhale, press the forearms into the mat, lift chest and belly up, maybe slightly round the upper back like your cat. Exhale, bring it all through. Move with your round of breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. On this next inhale, lift, we'll hold. You have the option to tuck the toes, lift the knees as well for full forearm plank. Hold here for 3 rounds of breath. Hips are slightly tucked underneath you. Really press through the forearms, slight rounding of the upper back, the shoulders. Reach the heels towards the back of the room. Inhale. And exhale, lower the knees. Untuck the toes. Pull the chest forward through to your Sphinx. Inhale. And exhale, lower everything back down to the mat. You can just bring the hands beside you. Rest a cheek onto the ground. Just relaxing the body here for a moment. You can lift the shins up. Switch them side to side, right to left. Eventually releasing the shins back down to the ground. Bring the hands underneath you. Bring the chin onto the mat. Pull the elbows in towards the rib cage. Lift the hips off the mat first, lower belly in. Next, inhale, press the hands into the mat to lift up through your tabletop pose. And exhale, take a moment to bring it all back to your child's pose. Around a breath in here. Around a breath out. Inhale, come forward to your tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes. Lift the hips up and back, finding down dog again. Find movement or stillness here. Notice which one you pick. You can switch in between the two. Inhale. Exhale, bend into the knees, look forward towards the hands. Gently walk the feet to meet the hands. Nice strong legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lower belly in. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, bring it all down to the mat. Weight into the heels, pressing them down. Lower belly in. Inhale, sweep arms out and up. Pressing the feet into the mat. Engage the legs. Palms reach up and over. Exhale, draw the hands down through heart center. Close the eyes. Take a round of breath in. Round of breath out. With those strong legs, reach, inhale, up and over. Exhale to come back, fall forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take it down. Bend the knees, plant the hands, step both feet back. Lift the hips up and back for one last down dog in this practice. Take anything that you need here, any variations of this down dog. Notice what your body needs. Listen to it, respond to it. If it needs rest, move to that. If it needs a little bit more movement, take that. Inhale, start to roll forward into your plank. From your down dog, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Drop it all the way back to your child's pose again. 3 breaths here, maybe 4 hits a block or mat, pillow. Inhale, slowly lift the torso up, dropping the hips all the way back, coming into hero's pose. Setting the block to the side if you used to. Inhale, roll the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, roll them down and back. Drop the hips to the side. Swing the legs forward. Plant the soles of the feet onto the mats. Wrap the arms around the shins. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull the chest forward towards the thighs. Lower belly engages to support the torso, keep you lifted as you reach the arms forward. Palms face up. Inhale. Exhale, keep that core engaged as you use it to lower yourself all the way down, slow and controlled. When you reach the bottom, maybe pulling the knees up and towards the belly, rocking side to side. Releasing the feet back down to the mat, ending with a gentle twist. Take the feet about the width of the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, allow the knees to fall all the way over towards the right. They might not reach the ground, that's perfectly okay. This is too much on the knees. You can use the blocks, put them one underneath each knee to help keep it a little bit more extra supported, make it a little bit easier on the body. If you need a little bit more sensation, you can also pick up that right foot, place it on top of the left knee to pull that left knee a little bit closer down to the mat. This is a little bit too much torque on the knee, just back out of it. Might be way too much pressure for the knee to handle in this moment. Take 5 breaths here. If you took that foot on top of the left knee, release it back down to the mat, coming onto the blade of the foot. Inhale, start to bring the knees back to center. Maybe pull the knees into the belly for a moment in between sides. Release the feet back down, width of your mat. Maybe you have those blocks handy. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to lower the knees over towards the left, coming back into that twist. So again, you can take a block under each knee to help support it, lift them higher up if this is too much. The other option is to also take the blade of the left foot and place it on top of the right knee. Close the eyes and just stay in that stillness, breathe, explore. Practice the art of noticing what's going on in this very moment. Where your thoughts might lead you too much into the past or too much into the future. How can you bring yourself here into what's going on right now on this mat with your body? To release that left foot back into the mat if you took that variation. Inhale, start to bring the knees all the way back up to center. And then maybe towards the belly one final time. One last rock side to side. Give that nice lower back massage. Eventually coming to Shavasana, final relaxation. Splaying out in all directions, maybe trying to come into that star shape, reaching a limb in each corner of your mat. Allow the feet to fall over towards the side, fingers to curl in towards the palms. Close the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Release the breath, let that go. Just allow that natural rhythm in and out. First, just notice before you fully release just those points of the body that are in contact with that mat. Those points of pressure where gravity is weighing you down into the ground. just notice your overall state of being, how you feel in these final moments of your practice, physically and mentally. Whether you found some release physically and mentally. Perfectly okay. If you did not, you could still be a little tired, still a little bit caught up in thoughts. Some days are easier than others. Slowly try to release the body here. Release any unintentional clenching that you may notice. And now you're unintentionally clenching the jaw. Maybe slightly part the lips, unclench the jaw. Release the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. I invite you to stay in this place of just complete relaxation, Shavasana, for as long as you possibly can, that your day allows. The light within me honors and respects the light within all of you out there. Namaste.